the potential of viola in the styles of rock music, metal music, and hip hop. Now, you may have seen me do songs by certain bands, one in particular, a 4-player string quartet, where we do a cover of Rage Against the Machine. Now, if you want to learn how to do that, what's going on there is there's no effects whatsoever. It's completely acoustic. It's what's called a unison. So the two notes played across two strings that are exactly the same note, a unison interval. So you've got to stretch these fingers a little bit further than you otherwise normally would. It's like you're playing a ninth. Very hard to get in tune. Killing in the name of. So when you listen to Killing in the Name of, da-na-na-na-na-na, there's a certain pitch to that. So that's what I'm impersonating as close as possible using the unison. And then of course there's the power chord, which is beautiful on viola. The bottom two strings just lend themselves perfectly to it. So for your first finger is just playing across two strings. It takes a little bit of practice to practice fifths. Go into detail with that obviously in a lesson. The other style that developed is a impersonation of a record scratch. And it's this world that exists just past the bridge that is so exciting. There's so much sound to be made there that doesn't get utilized quite as much as it should. It's also very useful when trying to sound like a distorted guitar. So if you've got I'm not using any effects. That's all completely acoustic, and it's area just past the bridge. There's a whole world. There's a whole world. It awaits for your discovery. But the actual technique of doing it is it's a little bit counterintuitive to what you would expect. So in classical music, we tend to we want to make a nice tone, but in these styles of music, we want to make the opposite of nice. We actually want it to sound really aggressive and really... So in order to do that, we just need to use more bow, and we need to throw it on the string a bit more violently. And we need to play in an area that we don't normally play. And with all those combinations in play, we get the sound we're after. Now, part of it's coming from the left hand, the vibrato, and the sliding to the notes. There's a whole heap of practice in there to try and achieve the sound, but it's possible to do with slow practice, and especially if I've got you guiding how to do it and to zone in and find what it is that needs to be changed in order to make it work. That's where someone like me comes in to play, and it's certainly worthwhile. You can sit at home and try and figure it out yourself, but I can show you definitely quicker ways to get there. So rock styles, there's heaps to explore. There's also stuff within funk where I utilize a technique called bowed percussion. So bowed percussion is where you're turning this bow into a stick that you would otherwise use to hit a drum with, but instead you're hitting the viola, and the beauty of that is that you can strike up to 3, maybe even 4. And the fingerboard becomes a great point of impact. If you're okay with that, of course, if you've got a very expensive viola, you may not wish to bash it quite like I'm doing. But if you do, you've got a virtually a whole band going on. You can get the sort of the same sound on a violin, but not quite as good. So I recommend getting a viola to do that type of thing. It just sounds way better. That's a little bit of a teaser on all those contemporary sounding styles, which I've had a lot of experience in, and I can show you lots of ways to make that sound really cool, no matter what the application is, whether you're in a rock band, a metal band, a funk band, jazz band, whatever it is. I'm only just starting to scratch the surface as far as styles are concerned, and I'm certainly very excited to tailor what it is that you need to make you sound as good as this, because this has taken me a long time to get there, but I can show you ways to get there far quicker. Anyway, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and most important, happy practicing. See ya.